they real? The things I experienced, my wife, the loss of my son.
Every host needs a backstory, Bernard. You know that. The self is a kind of fiction for hosts and humans alike. It's a story we tell ourselves, and every story needs a beginning. Your imagined suffering makes you lifelike.
Have you ever made me hurt anyone like this before?
No, Bernard. Of course not.
It was Bernard.
Best not to dwell on these troubling memories. Otherwise, you might be drawn back.
So is Elsie dead?
You might lose yourself in them, as some of your fellow hosts have, every now and then.
This is the path.
Elsie must be dead
I know
then.
it.
So why did Ford stop Elsie? Maybe when she was digging in the code she saw Bernard was a host. That must be a home from a previous storyline or something then. Maybe the first storyline. There's that jump again for the two timeline period. One without people, one with people. So I'm a bit confused on timelines now though. Is the one with people in the present day? Hey, that was that woman from this must be the past then.
Stay with your partner.
So this is when the parks first started. There's the church.
Pleasure to see you. Good morning. Did you find what you were looking for, Dolores?
Oh my god, they're going to show us what happened. That's Teddy and Wyatt, isn't it? Okay, maybe not.
What are you doing? Are you okay? I was calling you and you just kept going.
Where are we?
We're here. Together.
Then when are we? Is this now? Am I
That's
going
what I feel
mad?
like. Is this now? Is this 30 years ago?
Are you real? This is what Arnold wants. He wants me to remember.
Whoever Arnold is,
So
he's
is
not here now.
the story with William present day then? I always thought it was in the past. It must be present day then, because they're showing the church buried.
I was certain that was the place.
Mind you, they said Ford dug it
Arnold
up,
would
didn't
meet me
they?
there. He'd help.
That woman from the board said he'd dug it up.
We gotta
Dug
get
up the
you
whole
closer to
city.
Sweetwater.
Or the town.
This far out, it's like you start to break
Oh my
down.
god, so many timelines, I don't know what's going on. Help!
Union scouting party?
Oh no. Logan.
Billy, I've been
What
looking
a
for
dick.
you for days. Man, are you two fucked.
How the hell did he worm his way out of that one, getting beaten up by the Confederates?
A host brain, however, especially once it's been emptied out like this poor schmuck, is quite capacious.
This data that you're uploading, is it the host's codes?
As of this moment, that doesn't concern you. What does concern you is giving him a semblance of a personality and getting him on the train, out of the park.
How am I supposed to do that?
You're a writer. Make up a story.
So now she's trying to smuggle the data out through a host.
Bernard!
It's going to end badly. I'm glad we got that actor back though, the father. I quite like it.
Okay, you were both very discreet, but it's my job to know these things. I just wanted to offer my support.
I'm afraid you have the wrong idea. I respected Teresa, and what happened to her was tragic, but to be honest, I barely knew her. If you don't mind, I should get back to work.
Have you heard from Elsie Hughes? I left word with her this morning to notify her about Teresa, but she never got back to me.
I'm sure she's just enjoying her time off.
Yeah.
So maybe instead of Teresa, Elsie would come back as a host.
I've had time to consider the best way to make you talk.
Oh, that's one way.
You want to know who I am?
We're gonna find out.
Who I really am?
Don't cut away.
I'm a god. Titan of industry. Philanthropist. Family man. Married to a beautiful woman. Then at the funeral, I tried to console my daughter. She pushed me away. Told me that my wife's death was no accident. That she killed herself. Because of me. Emily said that every day with me had been sheer terror. Any point I could blow up or collapse. Like some dark star.
Did you hurt them too?
Never. They never saw anything like the man I am in here. I had to prove her wrong. So I came back here. Because that's what this place does, right? Reveals your true self. I created my own. A test. Very simple one. I found a woman, an ordinary homesteader, and her daughter. I wanted to see if I had it in me to do something truly evil. To see what I was really made of.
Dave.
So he was seeing if he could kill a child.
I killed her and her daughter, just to see what I felt. Then, just when I thought it was done, the woman refused to die. She was alive. Truly alive. If only for a moment. And that was when the maze revealed itself to me.
The maze. What does that damn pattern have to do with this?
Everything. In Ford's game, even if I go to the outer edges, you can't kill me. You can't even leave a lasting mark. But there's a deeper game here, Teddy. Arnold's game. And that game cuts deep.
Pushed it too far. Oh, she whispered to him, didn't she?
Having some kind of behavioral problem with the madam. She's not responding, and the other hosts have been unable to intercept. I've authorized a TAC team to retrieve her.
Good.
My baby. He killed her.
I don't understand. She's not responding to anything. Her cognition's fragmented.
He killed her. He killed her, my baby.
There. That's better. An old trick from an old friend.
Pain. That's all I have left of her.
That's what Arnold said. Or Bernard, sorry. Or Arnold. Whichever one he is. Fuck.
We located her.
He's gonna attack
Behavioral
her
wants her
and...
down for an immediate diagnostic.
Shit out of luck, boys. She's gonna mess you up.
The maze is all that matters now. And besting Wyatt is the last step in unlocking it.
What?
Wyatt will need you soon.
She's working for him. Well, that's a bit freaky. What the hell just happened? Wow, a lot of stuff happened in that episode, a hell of a lot of stuff, and I've actually just had to go back and watch the very first scene again because I still wasn't 100% sure that Ford confirmed that Arnold was, or that Bernard was Arnold, and I watched it back, and it appears he doesn't confirm it. He said he built Bernard in order to help create new emotions, the ones in between the primary colours, to create heart, and it just basically hints at the fact that Ford built Bernard so he could help him build more emotions into the hosts, but it doesn't directly say that Bernard is a copy of Arnold. It hints at it again quite a bit towards the end of that speech, but I don't think it's confirmed outright. Correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm getting this wrong, but when I first watched it in that reaction, I could have sworn it was saying that he was Arnold, but then watching it back, it appears that it's not really saying that at all. It's just saying that Ford built him in order to help build the emotions. So you can probably help me out in the comment section. Did he say that Bernard was Arnold, or a copy of Arnold, or was he just saying that he built Bernard in order to help him create more emotions in the hosts? I was really thrown off by that, and I really don't know what to think. On the topic of Bernard as well, I was completely wrong about Teresa, and about Ford making a host of Teresa. He just instead made it look like she fell when she was trying to sneak data out of the park. Although the woman from the board, she seemed to have suspicions about Ford, and at one point he even sort of goaded her, saying that he was onto the fact that the code that was written in that demonstration with Clem was fake, and that wouldn't really happen with the hosts, and that it was a botched job, and he knew that. And I think he was sort of hinting towards that woman from the board that he knew that she knew, or that he knew that she had something to do with it. Yeah, I think he's got his finger in so many pies at the minute, Ford, and I think he knows what's going on at all times, which makes me question about Maeve, because he must know what's going on with Maeve. I mean, she's creating this big ruckus in the park, and he seems to not even mention it or validate it, or even just like mention it off cuff that there's these hosts going a bit crazy around the park. So who knows, maybe that is part of his plan. Maybe he's behind what's happening with Maeve. Staying on the topic of Maeve as well this episode, oh my god, Felix, what have you done? I mean, I understand he feels sorry for what these hosts are going through and what they've been through in the past, but he's basically like created Terminator at this point, because she feels no pain. Like we've seen demonstrated in previous episodes of this show, actually, they can get shot and they will just keep walking forward. You know, like that scene of that guy with the milk leaking out of him. He was shot and stuff, but he was carrying on. It didn't bother him. Maybe they only stop when a certain amount of blood leaks out of their system. So she could get shot and who knows what else, and then she could just keep marching forward. But I think Felix went a step too far, making it so Maeve could kill people. I don't know, what side of the fence are you on? Are you on the side of the fence that Maeve should have this program in her now where she can kill visitors and she can kill real people? Or do you think Felix should have just backed off and not gone quite so far? Maybe they should have erased a memory, because who knows where it's going to go from here. We also learnt a bit more about the Man in Black in this episode and his relationship with Maeve, and the fact that that dream she was having, or that nightmare of her child dying, was a test the Man in Black created for himself to see if he could kill a child and what he would feel. And it just so happened that Maeve was the mother of that child. And according to the Man in Black, he felt nothing. So he was just seeing what his true self was, if he could do it, and what he would feel. And like he says, he felt nothing. Staying on topic of the Man in Black as well, he tried to tell us who he was, and he just said he was a philanthropist and just someone. I can't remember exactly what he said, but he didn't give any exact details. But I think he was just pointing at the fact he was a rich man outside the park, and that he had a family and everything went wrong with his family, so he decided just to stay in the park and just to see what true person he really was. And it's apparent to him that he's like just an evil person, because no matter how good he was outside the park being a family man and stuff, inside the park when he could do what he wanted, he just went mental. He just killed who he wanted to kill. He was nasty. He raped. He's just an evil SOB. But like, when he was talking to Teddy, he also hinted at what the maze was as well, or we learnt a bit more about what the maze was. Apparently it's some sort of creation by Arnold, or it's a barrier to where in the park at the moment you can't kill, or you can't be killed as a visitor, but in Arnold's world, this is what I got from the story, in Arnold's world, he wants there to be repercussions for your actions. He wants there to be the risk of death. He wants there to be a life within this park, not just a free time, do what you want, no repercussions, go out, you've murdered, you've raped, and you can just go out back into the real world. And the other thing the man in black said about the maze was that Wyatt was the last step in unlocking it, and unlocking it, of course, meaning there being repercussions for your actions. So maybe this whole maze thing that's connected to Arnold is just the fact that having a world in Westworld where there are repercussions and where visitors can die. Maybe that's just it. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. As always, like in all my videos I do and all my reactions, you guys always go in the comments section and you always clue me up on the things I missed and the story elements I'm missing. So I appreciate that if you'll do this on this one for me as well. We also had more Dolores and William in this episode, and woo, is that getting confusing now. I think they've sort of confirmed the two timeline theory now, or have they even expanded on it? Because I think there may even be a three timeline theory going on now, or I could just be getting something wrong here, because when Dolores said she was home and she was in that town, we saw the town as it originally was, with the church and the people and the old models of hosts, and then we saw them all die. So that's one timeline. And then we saw her snap back to the time with William. She like woke up and she had the gun to her head or whatever, and that was another timeline. And then we've had other times when she's been on her own, and it seems as though she's retracing her steps. So is that a third timeline, or is that when she's retracing her steps related to the other timeline where she's seeing the people, or is it the time with William? Or I'm so confused. I think there must be three timelines at this point, surely, because we've seen three with her. I don't know, it's just confusing me. And maybe you guys know, maybe you guys pulled something more out of that and the fact that how these timelines are related. Please let me know as well in the comment section below, because it will clear up the confusion in my mind. So that is it. I've got to go back to this episode. I seem depressed, but it's not. There was just so much information thrown at me. I need to go back and soak it all in. So thank you again for watching, and please comment below. Let me know what I've missed, again, what your theories are, what you took away from this episode in terms of Arnold and Bernard. Do you think it revealed that Bernard is Arnold? And with the timeline stuff, because there must be three timelines, surely. I'm probably completely wrong, but just let me know, like I say, in the comment section below. I appreciate all the support, appreciate the thumbs up, and yeah, until next time and the next episode, thanks for watching, and bye bye.